thermal spotters in recent years have probably been the biggest game-changing development in air rifle shooting, certainly if you use an air rifle to hunt or control pests with, because literally anything with a pulse will stand out like a sore thumb. Even bees and moths and flies will stand out. Now for that reason they tend to be used mainly in the dark, but they're equally as good in daylight as well. Certainly in the early hours of the morning, last couple of hours of twilight as well, they can really transform your shooting. And I can't tell you how many times I've been sat ambushing rabbits and I've been thinking about moving to a new spot, and then I've seen something sort of back in the woods, just a little hint of a thermal signature, and it's been enough for me to hang around for another 10 or 15 minutes or so and get a shot. Now the only issue is that they're not cheap. Sure, you can spend a few £100s on one, if you're willing to compromise the quality of the image, or you can spend literally thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. So most of us are looking for something that sort of sits in that happy middle ground of a spotter that has good performance, but is affordable within the context of thermal technology, obviously. Now the DNT Hound H635R fits into that category really comfortably. It's priced at £1,499.99, and if that's a little steep, there's the H325 model, which is priced at £899.99. Now that cheaper version has a slightly lower spec resolution sensor. It's a 384 sensor with a 25mm objective lens, or lens on the front, and that compares to a 640 sensor and a 35mm lens on this, the Hound H635R. Now all of that gets fed back to a 1024 by 768 pixel resolution, 50 Hz frame rate micro OLED screen, and it's also very light as well. It weighs about 350 grams. It's compact too, at about 150mm long, so it fits in your hand really comfortably, even for like prolonged periods of scanning with it. And it also just drops into a pocket when you're finished as well, or you can carry it around on this lanyard, or there's a belt pouch as well. Now, as you'd expect, it's absolutely rammed full of features. It really is. I won't go through them all, but there are 4 different color palettes, which are useful because different palettes will work differently in certain atmospheric conditions. There's a picture-in-picture mode as well, that you can choose whether to have that at the top left, top center, or top right of the screen as well. Also has a hotspot tracking mode, which will just sort of, a little cursor will bounce around on the screen, selecting the hottest images that you can see through it, to give you an idea of where something might be. And it's also IP67 water resistant as well, so you're not going to get caught out in a shower of rain or anything like that. There's also plenty of brightness and contrast settings so that you can tweak the image to make it just right, and it records footage directly onto a 32GB internal memory. Now critically for night use in particular, there's a rangefinder. It's rated out to 1200 meters, and there's even a ballistic calculator function as well. And finally, the Hound H635R has a base magnification of 2x with a 2:8 digital zoom. Now I must admit, I've always found when I've been using a spotter that the lower the magnification the better, and at 2x on this you really optimize the clarity of the image that you're seeing through it, and you also get a nice big wide field of view as well. And then finally, one other point to mention is that it's powered by a rechargeable 18650 battery, and you get 2 of them, and that one will last you around about 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, take a couple with you and a spare maybe as well. So that's probably enough chat for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to nip down to my chicken farm permission this evening with the Hound H635R to give it a bit of a road test. I've had a real purge on the rats down there this year. Early this winter, shot literally hundreds and hundreds down there, so the numbers have been knocked back quite a bit, but the farmer has said that he's seen a few more knocking around, so we'll see how the Hound H635 performs in the field. So the plan is to have a little wander around a couple of the chicken sheds where the farmer says he's seen a few more rats and see if I can pop a few off. Unfortunately, I can't be out very late tonight, but hopefully I shall get a few shots. Incidentally, the scope that I'm using tonight is another DNT Optics product. It's a Thermnight TNC 225R, one of my absolute favourite ratting scopes because it has that thermal mode to it. So you know, if you lose track of a rat between spotting through your handheld thermal and picking a rifle up, just swapping over to that thermal mode enables you to reacquire that rat really quickly. And then the rifle is a Brocock BRK Ghost carbine. It's a 2.2 caliber rifle, 12 foot-pounds, and it's fitted with a Form aftermarket stock. Now the Thermnight TNC 225R has its own rangefinder and a ballistic calculator, but so too does the Hound H635R. The rangefinder goes out to 1200 meters, and it too has a ballistic calculator as well actually, although I must admit I prefer to use the one on the Thermnight simply because it has a holdover marker for your revised aim off. So the Hound H635R has an 18 millikelvin 12 micron sensor, which gives a really sharp image, especially on the base magnification, which also gives you a nice wide field of view, and that's channeled through to a 1024 by 768 micro OLED display. Well, I've had a good look around now with the spotter, and I can't see any rats now, and time has run away with me. A little bit of a flurry of activity underneath the chicken shed, but I've got to pack up and go now. As I said before, thermal spotters are a real game changer, especially if you're shooting at night, but they're just as effective during the day, and this Hound H635R hits that sweet spot between affordable price within the context of thermal technology and great performance as well. And it's also nice and light, fits in your hand really well, or drops into a pocket, you won't even notice it's there. And it's also got lots and lots of other features that I've just not had time to cover tonight. So the best thing to do, if you'd like to know more information, is to check out the dntoptics.com website. Thanks for watching.